Hey there, creative friends. Hey, it's Rebecca here checking in. And this particular video is going to go into my Towards Better Health playlist. And so I just want to get a little bit better about checking in and trying to document mainly for myself and hopefully help encourage some of the rest of you out there that might be in a similar situation. So I am mainly going to talk to you a little bit about using a glucose sensor in this video. I have been wearing one for 6 months now, a little over 6 months, and then I'm going to talk to a little bit about my goals for going forward. So I just hope that you will stick around and watch this and like and subscribe and follow along. These updates won't be very frequent, but I do hope to chime in from time to time just to let you know how things are going. So, but thanks so much for being here and for watching. But like I said, I have been wearing a Stello biosensor now for a little over 6 months. I am not affiliated with Stello or the parent company of Dexcom, and so no affiliation whatsoever. In fact, I'm not a medical professional of any sort, so this is just for my own benefit and my own insight, and then any encouragement I can pass along to any of you. But I have been overweight my entire life, probably since third grade on, and just lots and lots of pounds. I am now over 50. I work from home full time. We have two boys who are grown and off to college. So this has been a perfect season of life to where I have more time to really focus on my health. And so this has been ongoing for a little over a year now. I've been working on my diet, trying to get just better nutrition, trying to do away as much as possible with the fast food and processed food and just sugar treats of all sorts, as much as I can. Now I started off with a little bit more of a strict keto type diet, and as most of you know, that's extremely low carbs and very difficult to stick to. But I have since been wearing the glucose sensor. I have learned where I can have some carbs, but just to keep it more manageable to where overall my blood glucose on a daily basis stays pretty low. So I love data, I love technology, I love gadgets, and so the biosensor has been a perfect learning tool for myself, and it's been fairly cost productive as well, because it if you get the subscription where they just auto ship it to you every month, I think it's $89 currently a month, and then if you just want a one-time month, comes with two sensors, it's $99. But I would love to try the GLP-1 medications, but as of right now, my employer benefits do not cover those. So the price is just not manageable at this point in time. Hopefully, maybe later down the road, I'll be able to try those. But at this point, I am not diabetic. I was 1/10 off of pre-diabetes, and so my employer will not cover those medications at this point. So again, this has been a year-long experiment for me of learning how to eat better, and I can say that I know how to eat now to keep my blood glucose at under 140. If you're not diabetic, the recommended range is 70 to 140. I forget the unit measurement. I'm here in the United States, so that's the range I use, is 70 to 140. And so I know how to eat now to keep that in range. And so learning all the tips and tricks of, get up and move some after a big meal, or, don't start with your carbohydrates right away. And you can really eat as much as you want. I don't feel restricted at all because I have learned to love vegetables. We do eat a lot of meat. I eat a lot of tuna, a lot of Greek yogurt, eggs, most every day. We start off with scrambled eggs, cheese. Yeah, it's not bad, and I feel like I'm already seeing some of the benefits of those individuals that are on some of the weight loss medications. So my sugar cravings have subsided a lot. So I can now manage with just a few pieces of perhaps some dark chocolate, and then I don't have a need to eat any more sweets. So it's ongoing, it's day to day, but for the most part, my desire and cravings have really diminished. I also have a little bit more energy, and so now I'm starting to incorporate a little bit more exercise. I have never been one to exercise, and so I am working towards incorporating some more exercise and then even some strength training. So I'll show you some of the gadgets that I've got that were real cheap to incorporate some more strength training. And then I am on the search for some of the more home gym type setups. Turns out now that you can purchase these with your HSA funds. So through my employer, I can put away funds, pre-tax dollars, into the health savings account. And that account also, I can cover the Stello costs. And it turns out, as I've been researching, you can also purchase some of these gym equipment items with your HSA dollars. So if you have any suggestions, just drop them my way in the comments, because I'm researching now how to incorporate more strength training. Because as we know, as we age, we lose muscle, and so muscle is so paramount to helping to keep your metabolism strong. So I'll show you some data. It's really pretty cool to see the changes that can take place as we strive towards better health. So again, that's been my ultimate goal, is to just feel better. And to work on chronic inflammation, try to bring that down as much as possible, which ultimately will hopefully bring down my weight as well. So it's been very, very slow, slow but steady progress. And so I'm going to keep plugging away and keep using some of these same tricks. But then now hopefully we'll start working on some strength building and muscle building as much as I can after, after 50. After 50 female. So we'll see how it goes. But again, it just help to encourage any of you out there. If there's any questions I can answer, again, I'm no professional, but if there's anything I can help with as far as Stello goes, or any other crafty or technology items, just let me know. But with that, I'm going to show you some data, and then I want to show you I've got a stepper tool, just a little, it was inexpensive, under $100. I've actually had it more than a year. I do have a stepper tool that I purchased on Amazon, and I'll put a link. It will be an Amazon affiliate link. All that means is I get a little tiny percentage if you were to buy that item, or really any item on Amazon. So I'll put that below. And then I have just also purchased what they call a vibration plate, and I will show you that. It's quite interesting, and you just stand on it. So far I'm only doing it about 5 minutes, once or twice a day, and it jiggles. It jiggles your whole body. So I've been reading about the lymphatic system and just helping to encourage the drainage. Again, just moving more is the key. But I've also tried to incorporate this new vibration plate. So I'm not sure, if the science to all this is helpful, but it does seem promising. So those are some of the things I have started working on. And again, as my energy levels come up and my desire to move more comes up, then hopefully that will help. Again, I work from home, so my life has always been very sedentary. But as the weather gets better and as I start to feel better, it does help me, encourage me to get out and move more. So with that, I'm just going to break away, and the last half of this video will just be showing you some data and showing you some of these gadgets that I mentioned. So thanks. All right, so as far as data goes, I'm going to show you my weight loss first, and I use a digital scale by the Wise company. And so it is actually really cool because it keeps up with your trends over time. And not only does it measure your weight, but they have a lot of other things that they measure as well. And I don't know how accurate that is, but it's just really cool to see these graphs. Again, I love data. So I started wearing the Stello in September. So that would be, if I'm trying to just point to that graph around in this time period. I had lost a little bit of weight, and then over the summer had gotten lax, and so in September of 2024 is where I started wearing Stello. And then you can see just by the graph is just ever so slowly the pounds I am losing weight. So it's a little over 30 pounds for the whole year, and probably the last year and a half it's been a bit more than that even. You know, you can certainly you can do this without wearing a Stello biosensor, but I do think the sensor has helped me to learn how to eat just to keep glucose low. And of course, we know metabolic health. It's so important to help reverse this insulin sensitivity. And so that's what I'm striving for. Some of these other graphs are really cool. BMI coming down, body fat coming down, but muscle mass. And of course, unfortunately, we know as you lose weight, you also lose muscle. But can you tell just right here on the very end of this graph, it's starting to go back up ever so slightly. So I'm very proud of that. That momentum there, and that's what my new goal is, to try to help this muscle mass increase a bit, because ultimately that is going to affect my metabolism. And then of course body water, I thought that was just really interesting. I am beginning to work on hydration as well and keep myself hydrated. So lean body mass, unfortunately, that is going down. I guess that's a bad thing. I don't know. But I want to keep my muscle mass as best I can. Bone mass, of course, we know as females, as we age, that's super important. So that's been steady. I'm glad about that. And the protein, I don't know how they measure this, but that is on the upward trend, which is, we know to build muscle, you need good protein. Visceral fat going down, BMR going down. Again, the building muscle again will help that. And I'm actually 52, so it thinks I'm 50, so I count that as a win. So very, very cool. But anyway, so the pounds are coming down, but just ever so slowly. I will go ahead and, while I'm here, show you the Stello app. And many of you may have seen this before, but just a really, really cool app. It's very basic. There's not a lot of you know, fancy things in here, but it does what you need. It'll give you your, you know, what your glucose measurement is at that point in time. Again, you can customize the range. So this light green from 70 to 140 is the range that I try to keep my daily glucose in. And it will give you some tips and tricks, and it gives you, every morning gives me the report of how the day before went, and then these averages, and I'm just really excited at, you know, like this yesterday at 103 for average. I am working on trying to, you know, bring that down. So my 7-day, 14-day, 30-day. So for the last 30 days, I've had an average of 105 glucose and stayed in range 92% of the time. So it's just, it is possible. Again, I am not diabetic. I feel for those that have to take a lot of medications and prick their fingers and all that. It's diabetes is a horrible disease. So you know, I am attempting to try to stay non-diabetic as much as possible. I know that was probably in my future, but I'm wanting to push that out as far as possible. So anyway, so keeping low carbs, lots of cheese, nuts, eggs, meat, all that great stuff. And again, whenever we go out to eat, it is very difficult to keep it low, but try to keep that minimal. So, you know, as much as possible. And I love this now because you can go back and look at your data. And that's been a wonderful update to their app. And then that way you can also keep your notes in here now too, because it will detect these peaks in here. It will detect a glucose spike, and you can put notes in here about what happened for that event. So I'm keeping notes now a little bit more because the graph allows you to go backwards. So I am a little bit more on these events. I'm just writing some notes to myself so I can go back and review those. So that app's got lots of data, lots of great stuff. So again, weight is coming down ever so slowly. I did have an improvement on my yearly blood report for the C-reactive protein, which is one of the indicators for inflammation. That did go down in this last year. And so that was a huge win. My A1C actually stayed the same. So I am still a 5.6 as far as the A1C goes. So again, I do want to try to bring that down a little bit more. But again, 5.7 is when pre-diabetes is considered. So I'm just trying to stay below that range as much as possible. But I do feel better. My hands and feet don't, I don't wake up as swollen anymore. My hands and fingers feel much, much better. My joints feel better. I've actually had a skin tag on my neck disappear. And they say skin tags are a sign of insulin resistance. So I'm starting to see some of the benefits. It's taking a long time, but I'm going to continue to plug away. So next I want to show you some of my little exercise machines. Okay, and here's the little mini stepper that I purchased off of Amazon. I've actually had it over a year, and I was really surprised at how sturdy it is. I got one that was approved for 300 pounds, maybe even 350 pounds, but I'm really surprised these welds have held up really well, and it doesn't require any electricity. It does have batteries. Just for the little counter there, but it came with these resistance bands, which were really too long and not the best quality. My son was in here showing off, and he's already split the resistance band, so not the best quality of the band. But the mini stepper itself is fantastic, and you have to be careful. I keep a step stool here. Because there's really nothing to hold on to with just the stepper itself. So yeah, just be careful and have something close by, and it will keep up with how many steps you've done. And when I first got this, I could only do just 10 15 seconds, but I've now gotten where I can be on this for a little over a minute or so. So I try to get on it every day here recently. And then those are just 5-pound weights. I got those at Walmart a long time ago. So just standard hand weights, which don't really know what I'm doing with those. So that's why I'm looking for more of a home gym type strength exercise machine. And then this is the vibration plate that I have just recently picked up. It does need electricity. Both of these items shop around because there's so many of them, and they run sales constantly. This one did come with a remote. I haven't even used it yet. And these resistance bands look a lot more better quality. But again, I will put links to these below. But this is interesting. I hate the loud beeps. But if you don't do one of their pre-built-in programs, you turn it on and then you set your minutes. Like I've been doing, 5 minutes. 5 minutes at a time, and then you start it, and then you set your speed. And I believe that speed goes from 1 all the way up to 99. So I've only gone to like 10 so far. And again, you want to have something close by. And I also made sure that this supported people up to 300 pounds. If you step in the middle, it doesn't jiggle as much. But if you move your feet apart, then it really starts to jiggle. And it's actually kind of fun. I don't know. Again, the jury's out on whether these are actually helpful or not. You can hear from my voice probably, it's shaking me. I'll put some more video here as I'm standing on this, but it actually feels pretty good after you do a session. And of course I could do squats a little bit here. So thanks again for watching. Again, I will try to pop in from time to time just to let you know how things are going and to help keep myself motivated and hopefully motivate some of you as well. So hang in there and we'll all strive towards better health. Thanks for watching.